Hey guys, this is the Meet the Owner video for the Porsche 911 Type 996 Turbo. I'm here with the owner Sajid. Say hi Sajid.
Hi.
And we're doing a voice interview with Sajid because he's a little bit camera shy. We know him personally, having sold a couple of cars for him in the past, and he's bought from us too. So we're just going to go through a bit of history on this car in terms of Sajid's ownership, why he's looking to sell, etc. So we'll start off with a simple question, Sajid. How long have you owned this car for?
Garage, I've had the car for about 4 years now.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
And 4 years were 996 Turbo, now you're thinking about selling it. What's your reason for sale?
I think I'm going to upgrade that one to an Aston Martin. So
Okay, yep.
So whether it's an upgrade or not, I don't know, but I quite fancy a V8 Vantage. So
Okay, fair enough. And that's I guess, some people wouldn't classify that as an upgrade,
No.
but we've been talking a bit about, some of the changes you've been having with the cars that you own.
Yes.
And you've mentioned about going for things that have a few more creature comforts, maybe
Absolutely,
a bit more,
yes.
GT cars rather than out sports supercars like a 996 Turbo.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, because the 996 Turbo is a very raw, fast car, whereas the Aston Martins are designed as a Grand Tourer.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
You're quite right. Yes.
Yeah, so because we know Sajid, we did a quick on-the-road video on this car, and Adam was, you might see in the videos later, Adam was driving it, and it is quite something, when that turbo comes in, it really does pin you back in the seat. There's no grabbing anything off the dashboard when you're on the boost.
No, it is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay, and then so tell me about, how have you sort of used this car in your ownership? What sort of things have you done with it? Have you done any upgrades or anything like that?
No, not really. I think I've probably in 4 years only driven it 2,000 or 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
I wasn't very happy with the Pioneer radio that had been fitted, so I've had that replaced for another Pioneer radio, which is quite good. It's got Bluetooth and what have you.
Yeah.
So that works quite well. The car has been serviced at Zuffenhaus in Birmingham, who I think are an absolutely fantastic operation. And they tell me that the car is absolutely fine. There are no issues with it, apart from the rams on the aerofoil, which all the cars have a problem with.
Yeah.
And I have not replaced those. They weren't working properly when I bought the car.
Yeah.
And I've now had them disconnected altogether, but that is something that if somebody wanted, it's quite within £1,000 they can be refurbished and replaced.
Yeah, it's a common fault with the 996 Turbo. So yeah, it's very often you find most cars that come onto the market these days, with the age of them now, will have had those replaced or have that issue. So yeah, I can understand that. And you mentioned about Zuffenhaus doing the servicing, etc. And I guess it's worth mentioning, this is a high mileage car, but with regards to the mileage, it's been serviced, got good service history, and everything that sort of feels like everything that's need doing from a mechanical standpoint has been done. So it doesn't really drive in accordance with its mileage. The drive that we went on in the car, very, very solid. Suspension setup feels really good. Tell us a bit about the service history on it.
Now, if the car showed 50,000 on the speedometer, on the mileometer, you would believe it's a 50,000 mile car. It's absolutely solid. It drives exactly as it should. The previous owners have obviously cherished the car, and I genuinely cannot fault anything on the mechanics of that car that would give you cause for any problems. I really can't praise it enough, the way that it's been looked after.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, and then so I think you mentioned earlier that you're looking to swap it out for a bit more of a GT car, an Aston. That's the reason for sale. And then I guess just out of interest, because you have a few different cars, a fair few Italian ones. Have you got any other experience with Porsches in the past? Have you had any other types before, or?
Personally, I haven't. My son has had 993
Okay.
cars, but I'd always bought Ferraris, but this is the first Porsche that I'd ever had,
Yeah.
and the fact that I've kept it for 4 years is testimony to it being a fantastic car.
Yeah.
But it is a German car as opposed to an Italian car. And my
Yeah.
affinity is towards Italian cars more so. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay. Well, thanks very much for that information, Sujit. And then, guys, if you've got any other questions, feel free to pop them on the comments, and then Sujit will get back to you with an answer. Take a look through all of the content in terms of, you know, mechanical review underneath the car, etc. On the road video as well, worth looking at. You know, my business partner, my friend Adam, he was driving the car. He's got a lot of experience, having owned a 996 before and 997 and other Porsches. So it's worth seeing what he had to say about the drive. I gave it a quick drive as well. Amazing when the boost comes in. You know, it really is quite something. I don't think I've experienced anything like that in a turbo car before. It's quite something. Cool. All right. Well, thanks very much, Sajid.
My pleasure.